Okay, I'm going to give you a video recap of Airy Ease at Sandusky Yacht Club, Thursday and Friday. Hopefully this will be helpful for us. So take a look in the middle of the screen here. See Emma sailing upwind, sailing the boat pretty flat. Could definitely be flatter, and then a little more body movement to steer the boat through the waves, and even a little more tiller movement. Really drive the boat up and down over the waves. And for this, reference that video that I sent out earlier. It really demonstrates it really well because we don't get to practice that too much at Hoover, unfortunately. All right, I want to zoom in here on, this is one of the top lasers. Watch them round the mark. So all the controls are still on. I think it's Johnny Mac, I think. Now, just before the offset, he starts to ease his vang, flattens the boat around the mark, and then the rest of the controls are eased. Now here's Emma going around the mark, and I notice she is already easing her controls before she got to the windward mark. So what's going to happen here is the boat's going to load up. See, she's kind of struggling to keep the boat flat. Now let's see how she exits the mark. See all that gap there. And the reason for that is you've got the sail powered up. So just wait a little longer to power up. Get on your course, and then get your sail controls adjusted quickly. Brady and Dylan right behind her. Looks like, can't really tell when they adjusted. Looks like they maybe went for him afterwards. Okay, this is a little zoomed in on Dylan here. Watch Dylan. He could be more aggressive, but if you watch, he is heading up to catch the wave, and then he is bearing down as he surfs down the wave. In contrast, Brady on your left here with the blue stripe, really kind of static, not really steering in the waves to get to him and surf down him. All right, this is a great example of how to surf with the chute. So you saw earlier they pumped both the guy and the sheet, and then the skipper grabbed the main sheet from the blocks to the boom. So all four of them, and he gives it a big pump. And you're allowed one pump per wave. They're going to do it here at the end of this clip too. Watch this. There it is. Whole body to pump the main, and a boat just rocketed down the face of that wave. All right, let's watch Brendan and Sam here. Okay. So I think they're going for a jibe. Critique there would be to get the chute full before you jibe. Really work hard to do that, because the faster the boat goes, the less apparent wind you have, and the more stable your boat is for the jibe. Ooh. Wow. Okay, so it's honking. So the chute got away from that. Can happen. So see, Brendan had an interesting way to get control of the chute. I don't have a problem with it. So they tighten the sheet in the guy, and they let the halyard down. We can talk about that a little more in practice on Tuesday. Let's watch Nick and Jed jibe. The chute is full. See, the boat's moving much faster. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of an art to keep the chute full through the jibe. Make sure we're doing that the best we can. Overall, that was a pretty good jibe. And then once you get back on your course, make sure, or once you've jibed, make sure you get back down under your ideal angle. All right, watching Nick and Jed chute trim, looks really nice. Really nice. Topping lift, height of the topping lift is minded. Pole position, perfect. And Jed is really easing and trimming the chute, and they're really going fast downwind. Okay, this is, I think, laser start number 2 on Friday. So I chose this angle to kind of look and see the size of the holes. See Dylan at the boat on your right. He's got a big hole, so he can accelerate. And then if you go down the line, you see Emma right in the middle, decent hole, but smaller. And then Brady had a pretty big hole. So the more wind there is, the bigger hole you need to put the bow down and get it going. Because especially in the lasers, when you trim in without putting the bow down, it's just going to go sideways. All right. Here's Emma going upwind here. So if I were to critique anything, it would probably be, could have the main, I'm sorry, a little more vang on, a little flatter, and then very static in the boat. The lasers, it's so important to use your body weight to torque the boat up and down the waves. Again, I want you to reference that video I sent out, since we don't get a whole lot of time to do demonstrations on Hoover and waves. We're going to have to use those resources to kind of get ourselves up to speed. Okay. Let's see. Dylan surfing waves downwind. He's heading up to get to the wave and then bearing down as he surfs. Larger critique that I would give him is the pump is not big enough. You have to grab the pump at the main sheet block, and that pump should go all the way above your head. Again, watch that video that I sent out. All right, let's watch. Okay, Nick and Jed coming around the windward mark. All right, so my first piece of criticism would be you really want to get the pole up as soon as you can. So once you know you're on the starboard tack lay line, let's get that pole up. Because now let's look and see how far out of the mark they are until the chute comes up. And they're already 10, maybe 12 boat lengths. So keep that in mind. Get the pole up as soon as we can. Now let's watch Brendan and Sam coming out of upwind. I think Sam is getting ready to get out on the wire here. But easy mistake to make. Look, they even have their body weight kind of far apart. So it shows you, two of our most senior people, that's an easy mistake to make. But it's so important in the waves to keep the boat from hobby horsing upwind. Think of it like a seesaw, though. If your weight isn't right next to each other, you're going to have that fore and aft motion, and it's not fast. So some couple things to work on. See you tomorrow at practice. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please let's hash those out early, and then we'll get going. We got a busy week ahead of us. Thanks.